Hey friends, it's Zero the Hero here. This is my book, Zero the Hero. But before you listen to my story, your teachers asked me to come and talk about all the cool numbers you've learned about this year. Is that okay? All right. Well, first they told me that every day you use numbers for counting. In fact, they told me that you learn to count all the way up to this big number, 100. That's really cool when you celebrated your 100th day of school. Next, they told me you learned how to skip count using tens to get to 100. Could you count with me by tens to 100? Come on. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. Wow. They also told me that you use numbers in order to show the place or the order of those numbers. When you did the calendar, like today is April 25th. If there was a race and someone was the very runner that came across before anyone else, what place would they be in? First. What would the second runner be? Second. What would the next runner be? What would the next runner be? Fourth. And the last one on here would be fifth. Great job. Ordinal numbers. They are really cool and have a great place in your math. They also told me that when you read the book, Duck for President, that you had a vote. You were voting on whether Farmer Brown or Duck would be a better person to run the farm. Who won? That's right, Duck. And you used tally marks in order to count the votes. Do you remember about tally marks? For every 5, they looked like this. You had 4 and then a diagonal line to make a group of. So let's see how many tally marks we have here. Here's a group of, and another group of. So 5 and 5 is, that's right, 10. Plus there's 2 more tally marks here. So what would be 10 plus 2? 12. Good counting, friends. Now, when we get to my book, I want you to know about something that you'll see that might be some numbers you've never seen before. They're called Roman numerals. They look kind of funny like this. In fact, some of them don't look like any numbers you may have seen before. There's even one that looks like an X. But you may see these kind of numbers on a clock on the wall or even maybe a watch. But you will see them in my book, but they look like soldiers. Now, you also will see that you can use numbers not only for counting, but for some really cool math problems. And I know your teachers have been teaching you about those things. Let's try some together. Let's say you have 2 pencils and you add 1 blue crayon. 2 plus 1. How many do you have all together? 3. That's right. So 2 plus 1 equals 3. Now, that's called adding. In adding, the number goes up. It's a bigger number at the end. But let's say we have these 3 items and the blue crayon needs to go away so you can draw a picture with it. How many do you have left? Only 2. This is called subtracting when the number gets smaller. Great job, friends. And it looks like this when you write out a math problem. 2 pencils plus 1 blue crayon equals 3 all together. Do you see how that number got bigger? That's called adding. And you use that plus sign to do it. This was when we had all 3 items And then the blue crayon needed to leave and make the number smaller, and that equaled 2. Great job on your math skills, friends. Keep practicing your numbers, and I know you'll be a number hero too. Now, stay tuned for my book, Zero the Hero. Wow, Zero the Hero was here. That's so cool. Now let's listen to his story. Zero the Hero. He's going into the telephone booth to get changed, just like a real hero. Zero the Hero by Joan Hullab and Tom Lichenheld. Unlike most numbers, Zero believed himself to be a hero. He just needed a chance to prove it. See the numbers down here? 2 says, hey, who's that in the mask? And what's up with those pointy boots? And this cape. From now on, call me Zero the Hero, Zero said. Call you what? Said 1. Now I've heard of everything, said number 9. But Zero's belief in himself didn't count for much when it came to fitting in. 1 little, 2 little, 3 little, 4 little. Poor Zero, he's always getting left out of our games. Well, he's not a counting number, so we can't really play this game. True, you really can't count 0 of anything. Get a move on, will you, number 6? I can't go until you do. I can hardly wait to get to sing my part. 8 little. In order to amount to anything at all, Zero had to always stand in the shadow of others more glamorous than he was. Yes, it's true. I'm number 1, the number everyone wants to be. I take first place in every contest, and I'm always the line leader. Oh, and when my pal Zero comes along, I can become a 10 or even bigger numbers. Occasionally, Zero was mistaken for other objects. Some days it really got to him. Hey, aren't you a Fruit Loop? I love those. No, I'm Zero the Hero. Yeah, I don't think so. Are you a donut? No, I got it. You're the letter O. No, I'm not a letter. I'm the number 0. When it came to adding, he was almost invisible. Other numbers seemed to pass right through him because 1 or any number plus 0 is that number. The same thing happened with subtraction. If you take 1 and you take 0 away from it, you still have that number. Turns out, 0 didn't have much fun at other types of math either. But then, one day during a math called multiplication, you'll hear more about that when you get in some of those older grades. It was discovered that any number multiplied times 0 equals 0 and totally makes the other number disappear. Wow. The others ran away, fearing that he'd make them disappear. And who could blame them? Run for your lives. As the others scurried away, 0 had a horrible thought. A real superhero wouldn't multiply his friends into nothingness, would he? That's the kind of thing only an evil villain would do. Could it be that he wasn't a hero after all? The thought gave 0 a hollow feeling inside. How was he feeling? Really sad. His confidence was shaken, so he tucked himself tight and he rolled away, heading far, far away. The counting numbers didn't even notice 0 was gone at first. As you can see, I have 5 apples, and I have 2 bananas, and I have 3 oranges. How much is that all together? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, but without 0, I won't be able to solve this problem. He needs to stand here to help me make 10. So maybe they need 0 after all. To take their minds off their problems, they tried using other games, but it was impossible without 0. We really feel odd without 0 around. We miss 0 even more. After all, he was one of us numbers. In fact, they were so busy missing 0 that they didn't notice that they were being surrounded. Do you see it? Before the numbers knew it, they had been captured by Roman soldiers. In the name of the emperor, we are taking you prisoner. Hey, aren't you the letter X? No, we are not letters. We are Roman numerals. We don't really like fighting. Instead, maybe we could just teach you how to do some math using 1s and 10s and other numbers. Roman numerals don't do math, we just count. Oh dear, what's happening? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 were tossed into the gladiator ring. The Roman soldiers were counting the minutes until they'd attacked. It was a time of darkness and despair. Doesn't look good. From far away, 0 heard his pals call for help. Help! This is a job for 0 the hero, he thought. And faster than a speeding donut, 0 zoomed to the rescue. Look in the air. Is it a flying bagel? Hey, is that a missing wheel? A giant Cheerio, maybe? No, it's 0 the hero coming to the rescue. Release the numbers or else, 0 told the Romans. Or else what, the Romans said. Or else I will unleash a force greater than you can imagine. The power of nothing. The power of 0. Go ahead, said the Romans. We're not afraid. Left no choice, 0 demonstrated by grabbing a nearby rock and multiplied 0 times the rock. Ta-da! Which leaves just me, 0, and makes the rock disappear. When the Roman numerals saw that the rock was made to disappear, they decided they better disappear too, and they ran away as fast as they could. Ah! All hail 0 the hero, shouted all the counting numbers. Thank you for saving us. With his friends around him once more, and the knowledge that he had fought evil and won, 0 no longer felt empty inside. Now that hollow nothingness inside him was filled with something, and that something was joy. The end. I hope you enjoyed this book, 0 the hero, and that you will continue to learn more and more about numbers and math every day.